someone's birthday today. Couldn't catch who it was, but
happy birthday to them. I hope you get a victory, perhaps. That'd be a nice one. There's a couple people here that really want victories for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, the better playoff scene is very important, but you take a look at AimGod, recently signed to Boston Uprising, would love to go out on a high note, go as deep into the playoffs as you possibly can, maybe even walk away with a final Korean Championship victory before heading over to the Overwatch League.
Yeah. The idea here is Godspeed's going to be opening versus CCJ on the Widow, as he is getting way more value than CCJ. Look at the ult percentage, 62-6 in terms of damage done. He is leading massively, giving so much more opportunity to win this tank war. Rhea comes in, busts up Rio. Might be a Rhea versus Rio dive versus dive tonight a little bit.
Can't wait. But jumbling up those ones. CCJ getting boosted up here.
They get the control the point through that extra damage from Godspeed, who just dominated there. Kept everyone gate kept in. They couldn't even really get into the point, which means that ult advantages as well for X6.
Well, that'll be a nice pick off, getting rid of BQB, so no pesky tracer into the backside. Godspeed looking for the shots there on a CCJ. Sees that he grappled over to the side, looking for the better angle. Not playing to it yet, misses the shot. Now he's giving away his location, so might have to readjust.
Oh, doesn't know he's up.
The air. Didn't see it, but hasn't gotten taken down yet. But the rest of his squad's still going to be suffering there. No spike going down. And Rio comes up with that kill, and Rhea has been taken out as well. Godspeed takes a bit of damage, and CCJ finally finds the hit as Bellum look for this flip. Should just about be able to get it. A couple extra percentage coming in. Good seam from BQB there. They push it to 37, but they have to surrender it.
CCJ ended up coming back here in terms of Widow accuracy. Had that tricky play over Godspeed to go up to the high ground and reposition. Godspeed was never able to identify where he was, and eventually he was taken out. Also that snipe onto BQB, where the tanks could come and contest the point up aggressively in the front line. So they grab this, not with the greatest percent gained by X6, so still a very even game here.
Already, that's just going to be the supports getting taken out. Now Spine finds AimGod, and Godspeed gets rid of that Mercy. Another headshot in, takes out Nice. As X6 want to flip this one back before Bellum can gain any sort of lead. Jump over to the side. Godspeed just going to take Rio down. Hoon as well, getting a nice little stagger on the end. He'll be late to the party. X6 flipping back, now at 45.
The roughest part about this, too, is that they lost the Primal Rage. X6 was able to do it without that. The trade transcends, but the Primal Rage is so important here. It can give you so much time. So Bellum not going to be too happy with how expensive this was to try to contest and fail, because now X6 is building that ult lead. And again, Godspeed has full line of sight advantage right now as they try to approach the right side. It's tough to be the approacher versus Widow.
BQB go into the back looking for AimGod there with the follow-up from Rhea. They are able to take him down. Now self-destruct coming through. Cut their way around the corner. CCJ eliminated by Godspeed off screen. And X6-Gaming are very handedly winning this fight here against Bellum, pushing them back towards the spawn. Now at 80%, moving up. Bellum, they have to do something to break open this point, and they need to do it very soon.
They certainly do. It's just really difficult to approach when you're up against a Widowmaker who has a better line of sight and defense on the ground. They're going to take the left side approach here, as you can see. Right side for them. Already found here by BQB, though. He's doing massive damage.
Yeah, he's just spraying away into the back of the D.Va right here, building up for that pulse bomb. Has it just about ready to go. Would love to take down Rio, but can't find him. In the meantime, that's going to be the Transcendence coming out from AimGod, trying to keep them alive. Chara up into the air with a Valkyrie. And AimGod has to eject himself here from the point. Just can't stay that far forward. Rio falls. Chara brings him back in with the rest of Godspeed. Dukes it out with CCJ. Can't find the shots, will get taken down to the end, but AimGod also punished there by Rhea. As Bellum desperately trying to get the swim, but OC is starting to take away. Nice, bring it back out into the front of the point here. Looks for the pick there onto Bebe, but he's got too much protection. They step off for a second, a bit too late to get back in, and that's going to be Ruins going over to X6.
It's a really risky play by X6 to commit all of their ultimates there, because that was the massive advantage they had. Had they lost that fight there at the end, which was very scrappy, or failed to prevent the tag in for Bellum, they would have lost it in the longer fight no matter what. They were losing it, but they were able to control the zone there and get that knockoff to prevent that tag. If they lost that fight, they would have used all ultimates, lost every advantage they ever had. So really risky play, but they secure the win with it as we head into this Lighthouse map. It is Rio's birthday, we were able to confirm.
Well, happy birthday, Rio.
Happy birthday to him.
A bad start, but there's always plenty more maps to be played out here. X6, though, looking quite strong and controlled. Now it's going to be Godspeed moving away from the Widowmaker. And going to be running this Reaper with no smite over on this Reinhardt. So back to basics.
Yep. Godspeed having control at this point with the Reaper is very difficult for Bellum to break this. Their best bet is to get a good hack onto the Reinhardt, but they failed to do so. Now the flip is going to come through here. No way to contest.
Yeah, they don't can't step their way in.
They don't bleed a lot of ult charge to Bebe though, so I can appreciate how careful they approach this.
They're keeping it pretty even, but getting in here, breaking through the shield with a Reaper can be rather difficult. They're going to try to do so. Little swipes coming in here for no spike, trying to build up
Roki
for
with the boop
that
too.
hit. Well, the Fire Strike can't quite find it, but yeah, the boop there onto Hoon knocks them off. Roki finds the nice pick, and that's going to be Bellum having to peel back.
Really cool positioning from No Smite. He was in an angle to where he could have easily charged someone into the corner if they came through. That's why he was standing that way. Also standing in such a way that he could protect his teammates. We're watching Roki, of course, with that kill, builds himself up to nearly a sound barrier. And look at the way that No Smite is standing. Very intelligent, always approaching. Or
Move in onto Rio. The hack comes down there onto BQB. He'll get taken out. Pulse Bomb finds a stick on a No Smite. He's going to go low, but hasn't been taken down yet. Still swiping away. Coalescence is duking it out, going back and forth. Trying to see who can win out the battle here on the Reinhardt, and it's going to be the side of Bellum. Ingod helping to take him down. Godspeed pops that Death Blossom coming through with the sound barriers there from Bellum to help chew up the majority of that damage coming in, and now Bellum can go ahead and step to X6 to try to win the fight. EMP came out from BQB. They find the follow-up kill onto Rio as the cap starts rolling in for Bellum. X6-Gaming might just have to give this one away. They're at 63%. They can afford to regroup and come back in. They will lose this one. Roki has the sound barrier for the reapproach.
That was really cool plays by X6, the way they disengaged that. Godspeed committed to the Death Blossom. A little bit odd that that was the one that they used, but they actually bought a lot of time with it. They were able to keep him alive. They saved the sound barrier, like you said. And there's an argument to be made for looking for at least one Earth Shatter on this point before actually making a comp switch, given the lead they have in control meter.
Nice, EMP ready to go, tosses that one out. Looking for the follow-up kill, so Pulse Bomb goes in, finds Bebe, and now Roki dead, so no supports available from X6. They both had their ults available. A decent time by here for the side of Bellum. A lot invested on that, though.
Yeah. No Smite, see if he makes the switch here with Godspeed, because it's really tough to approach with this composition. They're going to stick with it because they have these ults, and they know if they switch, they'll never have the ult advantage they're holding right now. But still, this isn't really a great setup for them. They have to get the Reaper and the Reinhardt into the point, or take a favorable engage. Look at the setup on the high ground.
The boom coming through, looking for the pick there on a Roki, but he manages to stay alive, and now it's going to be the Coalescence out from Bebe. Snapping away, Earth Shatter, set, ready to go, throws it down, catches the monkey in the primal rate, gets that pin into the wall, he'll go down, and it is going to be X6 just wiping the floor with Bellum. Hoon's alive, the Ethan pilot form will get taken down. Now they're just looking for Nice, who would desperately love to build up for an EMP, that last ditch push.
All Bebe right there, keeping him alive with the Coalescence meant he can actually get that Earth Shatter off of
that
the
was
first place.
2 ults, that's all they had to use to get the flip.
And they have such an ult advantage now. BQB holding on to that EMP, so how can Bellum hope to break a Reinhardt Reaper setup on a tiny point when there's EMP and sound barrier available? Let's see if Bellum can make miracles happen tonight, because this is going to be very difficult to break.
I mean, they have to self-destruct to buy some extra space, but CCJ, he's going to get taken down, so no Pulse Bomb to help break open the Reinhardt there. You just keep holding up the shield. Nice, does have the EMP ready to go. Sound barrier comes out, but only catches a few members. Hoon popped out of the mech. Going to be trying to make it back in, but he'll get taken down by BQB. Bebe as well, finding the double kill coming through, and that should just about be it. Bellum hoping that CCJ can tag back in. He'll get a pulse in, he'll kill BQB. The Coalescence is just coming through to gate them out, and that's going to be a 2-0 on Achilios for X6.
Bebe just really doing a great job of surviving there when the dive came through from the high ground. They had no idea which angle it was going to come from. They didn't have any vision, but he reacted quickly, pulled out the Coalescence, kept No Smite alive so he could use that Earth Shatter. He did get that charge onto the Primal Raging Winston, so just trading those ultimates so effectively, then gaining control with Reaper. Such a strong composition we very rarely see on Lighthouse, in fact, but they made it work. It was so risky to continue to commit to it, but they knew that those were the ults they had, those are the ults they could use to get the flip back. If they switched, they would have always been down on ultimates, would have had to win fights with ult disadvantages. So when the dive came through, which was really well executed by Bellum, keeping No Smite alive was the goal. They succeeded. And then you just can't break that when it's 4 ults against 1. And that, you know, they have the defensive EMP. So very well played by X6. Taking this first win I'd say some people might say that it would be an upset for X6 to win tonight based on what we saw from both these teams at the beginning of the season, but I think this is very evenly matched, what we're watching right now. And after watching X6 with their new roster, Bebe's improvements, Choyobin as well, who's a potential sub, I think they've risen to the level of Bellum. I don't want to say that Bellum has fallen by any means, but I think that X6 has improved throughout this regular season.
Oh, they really have, and we're not even seeing Choyobin put in yet. Couldn't see that on Hybrid. We'll have to see just how much X6 wants to play around with the roster. Bellum do not have any subs listed for today, so not going to be having any swaps from these guys. It's going to be the same 6 pushing forward from here, so they can't really adjust the roster when it comes down to it. Control has been a weakness for them, but they need to step back. They need to come into Hybrid thinking clearly, get a nice map pick that really does play around the Widow from the side of X6, because we saw it right there. They were doing great. Godsby has been delivering with that pick, so avoiding things like Hollywood may be a good idea, because sometimes we see that Widow come out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think taking King's Row would be a great opportunity.
It's possible to run it there, but it hasn't been the most prevalent pick.
Yeah, outside of the first few moments on King's Row point A, where sometimes you can pop off, it's tough. We'll talk about the map pick a little bit more in a moment, as we're going to take a look at these signs. It says, finally, Bellum is going to the round of 8. The Koreans call Bellum for some reason. That stuck on early on because someone mispronounced it.
The way that they wrote it.
Yep. So.
Tears of joy, I guess, there. From the fan watching on their phone. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Are they having a heart attack?
It's like, oh my god, X6 is so good! That's what it says. It says, X6 is what it says there.
And then they shrunk. They shrunk down, and now they can't even fit in their chair.
X6 victory at the bottom.
Interesting. I like the creativity. That's a nice Sombra.
Fan. It's nice Sombra, very impressive.
I like you got the hack going on. He's hacking while shooting.
Yeah.
So I think he's holding things in the wrong hand. He hacks with his right hand. The Sombra hacks with her right hand and shoots with her left, doesn't she?
I think you're right.
Oh man, you're backwards. Pay closer attention.
We're going to Hollywood, interestingly enough here, Achilios. This is the map type that X6 prefers, and it is a map where there's a lot of Widowmaker prevalence, and Godsby did outclass CCJ. CCJ has never been a bad Widowmaker by any means, but in terms of this 1v1 matchup today, Godsby definitely got the better hand on Ruins, so that's a little bit worrying. Do want to point out as well that even though AimGod got MVP last week and is of course announced for Overwatch League, we've had Hyunwoo listed as a sub all season long, and today is the first time he's not.
Yeah, that's why it's weird.
Just putting that out there. Forgot to mention that earlier. He's not available at the moment, according to our roster sheet.
I mean, we also had times when Architect wasn't on the list for X6, and then he was here in the studio and was subbed in, so.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been subbed in yet, so I don't imagine they'll be using him for such an important match, but I just want to point that out. This is a good map for Junkrat, obviously, and that's, I think, going to be something that we have to see BQB really focus on. Glister has shown some pretty good Junkrat, so not subbing him in. Just going to stick with BQB. Let's see how Bellum makes this work. They might just use a very aggressive multi-tank defense on point A to just try to get the full hold there, avoid the Widow entirely. That would be wise.
Got to be a little concerned here for the side of Bellum as well, because they picked this, and it's very much in favor of X6. They've gone on the record here today saying that they would have chosen Hollywood if they lost on Control, so it could just be playing straight into their hands.
To give you guys an idea of stats, this is a very strong map type for both teams. 10-4 for Bellum, and X6 with a 6-2 on Hybrid. Not Hollywood specifically, this is 2018 stats. Will be the attack first here for Bellum. They are going to take the May attempt that we saw last week here for the Reinhardt charge, but X6...
This is not going to be good.
Yeah, X6 is already seeing this coming.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead. They're charging straight in. Wall comes down, though. Can't isolate Roki, but now the wall's been used. X6 is going to spot this out, but they do actually lose BQB.
Yeah,
the original idea would be to disrupt X6 on the high ground of the cafe by using the May wall to help the Reinhardt charge across the top there. But not going to be happening. Instead, they can just push straight in onto the point.
Yeah, they're actually winning this fight, too. Godspeed uncontested. That's one problem for them. He's doing a lot of damage up there.
Schröder going low, though. Barely gets healed back up. Imgod able to spam him in, and now Baby and Nose might fall. And Bellum going to be looking for a very rapid build-up here onto this point. Seems like they're going to be able to get at least the one tick coming through, and they're playing very far forward, keeping X6 gated out, so might just be the instant push there.
So the original idea with this comp, as we see Godspeed try to delay, just wants to burn through some of that time.
Trying to get the rest of the team in here, keeps it delayed up, the May wall coming down, they'll dive in, Rhea's going to get knocked out the back here, right up front. Hoon goes forward, looking for the pickoff on Naroki. Not going to find it though. X6 is delaying quite well, but now the pin there on the nose point does punish them a bit, but Rio gets tagged down from the backside. Roki out now, all of the onus is on Baby to try to keep the few members alive, but he's not going to be able to do it. Godspeed is all on his lonesome, doesn't have the recall, can't get the health back. Bellum, they get delayed for a little bit longer, but 5 minutes for the streams phase is looking pretty damn good.
So the original idea was the one you were talking about where you go against the hit scan player with the ice wall across the cafe. The other cool thing about this comp, though, is because it actually works either way. They just won the point with it. It works really well against mobile comps, Tracer, Sombra, because you have the May wall, or sorry, the May freeze to slow down that mobility with the wall as well. Difficult to escape. Graviton is available, so they built up a lot of ults with this push. The BQB to try to gatekeep here through this archway. It's his best opportunity for a massive EFP.
Oh, gonna go ahead, drops it down, doesn't quite find all of the members, but gets the majority of them, and Rio's gonna be the first one to fall. Can't hold up that shield, can't really do much. There's that Reinhardt just swinging the win. No Earth Shatter to help counter. So it seems like X6
Rhea
go ahead and buy themselves some space for the moment.
Rhea also was able to eat the Graviton Surge, which is a huge win, so totally wasted there. And
oh yeah, you're right.
Might even be just a quick switch here for Bellum after they use the Earth Shatter.
Nice shot there on a CCJ. Godspeed still hunting him down, even though he's not playing the Widowmaker on the other side, so no Blizzard to be found here from Bellum yet. They're still sticking into the same top, and now CCJ's gonna be the one to flip, so not gonna be investing the May ultimate at all.
Yeah, definitely some communication happening right now. Do we switch the Zarya? Do we keep this comp halfway, or do we keep it a little bit mixed here? It is going to be CCJ trying to challenge this Widow. It's very difficult. Even with the harassment coming through from Nice, this is not going to be easy. BQB even finding the backline there onto CCJ. Just total control for Godspeed yet again, which is why we were worried about this map pick for Bellum.
Looking for the shots, finds the body shot there onto CCJ, but can't get the headshot. Getting choked out a little bit here. BQB into the backside, looking to spray down CCJ. Manages to get him with the final melee hit. Doesn't even have to hack the Widow to deny the grapple hook. Just manages to take him down. Translocates up onto the top side. Looking to knock Hoon out of that mech and will be able to do so. He's not going to use the self-destruct. Knows that the team isn't there to back him up.
Achilios, this is in part due to the fact they're running these tanks. They have to be so far away from CCJ.
I mean, Rio should swap.
And they're so far away from CCJ in order to push the cart, so he's always vulnerable to dive. That's why we're seeing BQB constantly harass him, get that kill there. And they want to just use one more Graviton, but this comp is half a composition. It's not a real one.
My God, just gets melted out there. Nice not having the bubble up, just gets ripped apart. Probably a nice full charge body shot perhaps coming in from Godspeed, maybe even the headshot that helps take him down, but he just, it's melted there. He's got a hot knife through butter, and he's still going to be running this. It seems like Bellum are going to be hard committing in to go for the big bang, but CCJ is still just at 20% for this pulse bomb.
It's so difficult for them to even get onto the payload, and everyone's split for X6, so who are they even going to Graviton? Like, how are they even going to make this work? They toss it in.
That's going to be sound barrier coming in. Nice goes low. Barely manages to get that shield in to stay alive here for the moment, but still will get burned out by Rhea. Roki will fall, but Bebe uses the Transcendence, keeps himself alive. Now is looking to keep Bellum repelled. Grapple hook comes in. Godspeed has to get jump off that high ground, keeps himself alive. And finally, Bellum do open up a bit of space here for themselves to move this cart closer to point B. But already the clock has been drained significantly. It's a minute 45. They started with 5 minutes.
The time bank they had is completely wasted because of their inability to switch quickly. And I understand with the ults they had why they wanted to do this, but it was just never a comp that was going to find great success. Even the Graviton only hitting 3, baiting out the Transcends. Not the greatest, but they do contain, or continue this momentum, excuse me, and contain X6 into this choke point.
Trying to, an exchange from the healers comes in as Chara falls. Bebe will get taken out there. Rio using the primal range will take him down, and CCJ just nowhere to go. Gets picked off by that self-destruct. EMP out from BQB, looking to lock down the remaining members. But Bellum keeps draining that clock further and further as they fall down below a minute. Rhea barely manages to stay alive here for the moment, but he's still in dire straits. Goes low, will get taken out as Nice just spams him down from the backside. Go into pilot form. No Smite still playing forward. EMP out from Nice. They get no Smite, and he barely stays alive. Now looking for the hack there on a BQB, can't get it in the end. They're still winning the fight. They're still pushing forward. Metabellum gonna be able to get this completion, but again, the time bank has been squandered.
Yeah, it has certainly been squandered. Good way to put it. It was such a great advantage they had, but it was just not properly utilized. They're lucky they had it. They might have been held on point B if they didn't, the pop they were running. Either way, X6 got really stifled there. They were having the longer runbacks to come and defend the cart, and then didn't end up really getting into a good position. Nice for some backline picks. He's obviously very low on EMP at the moment. Needs to farm that up right now to look for that point C contention.
Yet again, Bellum going forward, just leaving one on the cart to bring this up. Chara just riding it in as they get ready to round this final corner.
Very early coalescence there, but he can build it quickly, so it's not the end of the world, but still not very effective there.
Still harming them a bit. CCJ finding the stick. He's going to be in on Aria. They knock him out of the back, but Aim God's been taken down. Find the knockout there. Aria trying to spam his way back into a mech. Godspeed getting jumped on. 2 members in the backside. Takes the grapple hook over. Gets the last hit there on a CCJ after he picks up the mini pack.
Let's not forget that he was completely unaware of the dive for the longest time there and still able to react very quickly, grapple away, get that shot there on the retreating Tracer. Metabellum, 1 minute left here. Nice still hasn't built that EMP, hasn't been able to farm safely. That's their best tool to open up the final point. BQB gonna look for this Kiba mech. Gets his now. He can actually be, if he can be really patient with this, I think they have a great chance of stopping this from getting to point C.
Well, I'm not sure if patience is much of a virtue here for BQB. He's going in pretty deep on the backside. Leads out the leap, and Nice has been eliminated by Godspeed, further denying the EMPs. And just getting the stagger there onto CCJ,
Nice,
keeping the DPS out of the fight.
He still doesn't have that EMP. He needs it. There's no other way into this point. He's looking for any way he can farm this. Rhea's so far away. It's just so frustrating. He's trying to get up to that 100%. The rest of his team needs to get into position.
Nice, now gonna have it available. Primal Rage comes in. Still looking for an opportunity. He's going low.
He's hacked.
Gets hacked out. He'll get taken down. No Smites. Smacks him into his grave. Poon knocked out of the mech. Metabellum looking to be held here before they get around the final corner. CCJ eliminated. Bebe taken down by the Primal Rage there from Rio, who is still just running around. Sound Barrier will come through, catches 3 members. As they try to focus him down, Rhea goes up, goes out the self-destruct. Makes Metabellum go back, finds the pick on the Chara. The rest of the team still coming in. It's still a very brief run back here for Metabellum, so they can keep tagging it onto the point. X6 needs to stomp them out. Hack comes in, Bebe going low, but still is alive. The pocket comes through, and Nice was taken down by Godspeed. Playing bodyguard here, finds another one. CCJ eliminated. EMP out from BQB yet again as they look to wipe Metabellum out. Hoon eliminated Rio. Gonna be going down. OT getting ready to plummet. Coalescence out. Chara pushing forward, staying in onto the payload. Trying to keep this one contested, but the Discord orbs come through. He gets eliminated. Metabellum will be held just shy of that final corner here on C.
In a traditional Nice fashion, just could not find the perfect EMP. He had the EMP built finally after he found Rhea for just that 1 second. Was able to build to 100. But before, the best target for his EMP was either going to be the supports for X6, which were too far away, or no smite Primal Rages before he even uses it. So he could have used it to deny that, to at least get the kill on the win the tank war and try to continue to push through and have that momentum. They would have at least gotten some distance from that. But he waited, he hesitated, he was killed. Was not able to EMP until much later, but full control was given to Godspeed. And as you smartly pointed out, after watching Ruins, it was a bit of a weird pick here to pull this one out against Godspeed when Widow is such a large factor on this map. He totally dominated against the tank play of Metabellum on the attack there going towards point B, and then in point C, always had sight lines. And there was just no way to realistically deal with him. The dive failed because X6 was set up really well to defend him. He was able to get even a kill on the retreating Tracer.
Yep.
And this is just Metabellum not avoiding something that they just played against, not avoiding the strength of X6. Sometimes I criticize teams for not playing to their strengths, but they're actually playing to their opponents in this case.
I said it before, but squandered really is kind of the best term to use.
Yeah, no, really
when it comes down to the way that Bellum actually approached that. They had such a great lead. They didn't even execute on the original idea of their initial attack comp for A. Going with the May wall, looking for the charge to disrupt on the high ground. They just fortunately won the fight, had a massive time bank of over 5 minutes. And then by the time they roll it into point B, you know, they have about a minute left on the clock, so it's just a huge waste. If they had that time bank moving in, if they had just rotated off of those picks faster, you could have seen such a different performance here from Bellum, maybe a completion onto the map, but now they have to try to hold off X6.
And they're going to try for the Soldier Junkrat Hollywood defense here versus a McCree push coming from X6. The idea with the McCree push is just to get into position, burst down the tanks.
They try to deny that damage with the fence matrix, but he goes over to the other side of the wall, can't get blocked by that Diva. Another hook coming through as they look to pop Poon out. They'll work him low. Haven't been able to do it yet, but they're opening up the point. CCJ trying to operate on the high ground, gets caught from behind. Godspeed just spraying him down, fanning the hammer straight into his back. And Rio will just get eliminated.
There you go.
So an even faster push coming through for X6. 5:45 on the clock.
Let's see what X6 can do with this time bank.
Well, goodbye.
Godspeed just getting into great position there on the high ground after the tank battle was won. Getting that kill there behind CCJ was just it was a funny moment, but the fight was already over. He got that kill, had positional advantage, and they switch immediately to a more meta composition. Godspeed is going to be on the Widow first. He's going to be looking to win out against CCJ, who's actually going to Tracer here.
See, this is what I like. The entire comp is shifting. It's not just one person. We saw the May coming through from Bellum. They swapped off it without using the Blizzard.
Yeah.
That's okay if everything else shifts, but they didn't do that. Instead, X6, everybody going to be rotating over to something much more standard here for the street space.
This is Godspeed getting the control of the high ground as a result. He's up here because they were able to get this switch so quickly and respond so quickly. He's up here on the high ground. Bellum doesn't even have dive anymore to contest this. And Godspeed is just totally controlling the street space right now.
He already almost has an infra site ready to go. He's at 84%, just swapped with this pick when the street space began. So, putting on a clinic here, showing off his Widowmaker.
It just goes to show that meta picks for the map and how the map operates are much stronger than ult advantages because of non-meta picks with ult advantages, because you can't utilize them, so it doesn't matter. The Widow you absolutely can, and the switch, as you say, makes way more sense. It's a full swap, and it is just working beautifully.
I mean, another one there, another! CCJ gonna go down. Godspeed just has his number today. CCJ was looking like one of the most promising new carries that we had here in Contenders, and still can step up from time to time, but Godspeed is just outclassing him in every way, shape, and form. AimGod gonna go down, has that Transcendence available. Record time here for X6 on Hollywood, 5:20, pushing into the studio now.
Yeah, this is just insane what they've been able to accomplish. And they're gonna even make another switch here. Godspeed onto now, when it's tougher to use the Widowmaker, rounding point C is gonna go to the Soldier, which is very easy to build ult charge with. Very self-sustainable against the dive that we're seeing from Bellum defensively.
Be looking for AimGod, maybe just to force out the ultimate perhaps. Still pushing in from the backside. Rhea will get knocked out of the mech, so a slight little reprieve here from the side of Bellum, and now no smite. BQB will go down, but the Transcendence still comes through from Bellum.
They have an ult advantage. They have an ult advantage. They can use these one by one, as long as they continue to be effective. But look at how much Godspeed can build on the Soldier. That's the cool thing about Soldier is, in moments like this, you actually want to kind of fight and build up towards your attack visor. It goes up to 45. You get so much from your self-biotic healing and the damage done there while you survive through it. So Godspeed up to 50% here. Bellum needs to continue to use one ult staggers in order to defend this push. They're going to have to do it for a long time.
Pulse going through, finds the pick up on the Godspeed, and he'll go down.
The only way you can kill the Soldier realistically with this comp.
Oh, an exchange, baby, and CCJ just killing each other right at the end there. Those final shots flying through, claiming both lives. No spite as that Primal Rage up. Finds the kill on Chara, who knocked out of the mech. Who's going to go down. AimGod swaps in for the Ana now, looking for that nano boost.
I think that Bellum should want to even consider switching to the Widow here now.
They need to get in onto the point. Rio goes forward. He had the Primal Rage available, but he dies on the entry. No one can tag in time. Chara desperately tries to get there, and X6 just bring it home.
They just ended up having...
Oh, what a big mistake there.
Yeah, ended up having a huge mistake with how many heroes they had heading towards the point. They had so many ultimates, they were holding them, they were trying to be efficient, but once they saw the Soldier, I think switching to a Widow could have been more effective because there's nothing to challenge the Widow anymore. You know Soldier isn't going to be able to dive you like a Tracer is, so a Soldier coming out for Godspeed means they just have a less mobile comp. You can control that area with the Widow, and it just feels like Widow, whether it's them not playing it or it's Godspeed against them, has been the issue here for X6. But the only way you can kill a Soldier with the Sombra Tracer is with a Pulse Bomb. They got the one Pulse kill, but they weren't able to do much else after that. The reason why a Tracer can't really kill a Soldier is because the Soldier is going to drop his biofield down and is going to Pulse Bomb, or sorry, Helix Rocket you, force you to recall with his teammates around him because he's being protected. Same with Sombra. He's going to have to recall away when, you know, the Soldier just starts to 1v1 him when he's got tanks there.
I have to feel for Rio. It's his birthday, and he's just getting bullied so hard. The focus coming through from the side of X6, knowing that he was the delay tool, he was the one that they were going to have to rely on, just hacking him as soon as he jumps in, denying that primal rage. It's just got to feel so bad.
It does feel bad, but you know, it was good plays from X6. They've come up big tonight. Godspeed really becoming quite the DPS. We knew he was going to be a big player coming into this, but the season, because he was so great in Apex, but he looks stronger than he ever has before, and the guy is talented. He's got a large hero pool, bringing in the Soldier there, the McCree. There's a lot of heroes this guy can play quite well, and against Sombra and Tracer on the defensive point C, I actually really like the Soldier pick because you're not worried about a Widow anymore, and you're not worried about harass coming through from a Sombra who's trying to pick you off the back because you're always going to out-sustain, you're going to force the recall because you got tanks on top of you. I'm not saying that a Soldier always wins versus a Sombra if it's actually a legit 1v1, but when you have the tanks with you, how's a Sombra really going to kill you?
I don't know. Well, great start here for X6, currently leading the series 2-0. We'll see if Bellum can answer with a win when we come back from the break.